For freshman guard Isa Nicoletti, overcoming obstacles has become second nature. Her sophomore year of high school, though speaking no English, she moved away from her family in Brazil to North Carolina to pursue her passion, basketball.
It was crazy. Like the first month that I got in North Carolina, it was awful. Like I literally could not speak a word in English. I was just like, I want to go home, I want to go back to Brazil. Why am I doing this? I don't want to be here.
As time went on, Isa became more accustomed to her new home.
After the first 2 months, I started getting a little bit more like of English and being able to communicate with my host parents and going to high school and making friends. After 2 months, a month and a half, I was actually in love with, America.
With accolades such as participating in the McDonald's All-American game and being named the 2018 North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year in high school, her talent was a perfect match for the Florida State women's basketball program.
When we saw her play, she's just passionate, she's got so much energy, she is a great teammate, always talking. But then getting to know her on the personal side, it was more of the same thing. She's just loves life, very personable, and just has a great character, which is something we look for in all of the players that we recruit. So immediately we felt like she was a good fit both on and off the floor.
Isa was on the road to becoming a key player for the Noles until she was faced with a devastating setback last summer. During workouts in July, she tore her ACL and would no longer be able to play this season.
I was super sad, and I remember like going home on the day and I was just like crying the whole day, and I remember calling my parents in Brazil and my mom was like, "You want to come home? Like what do you want to do?" After a week or so, I just had to get over, and I remember having like long talks with Coach Sue, and she was just telling me like that I would be fine, that Say went through the same thing last year and she's fine now. So I just had to like believe on everything that she was saying.
Although coming to terms with her injury was challenging, her teammates and coaches have always been there to support her. Isa isn't the only one on the team who has suffered a serious setback. Freshman guard Sayani Lassiter is the perfect outlet for Isa, with her own history of tearing her ACL 2 times.
It's how you respond to every situation that you're in, and you can either respond negatively or positively. So just basically your response to the situations that you're given in life and how you come back from that is what really push you forward.
The one thing Isa's injury cannot stop is her positive, contagious energy she brings to the team.
She is such a positive person, and that's made this whole experience so much easier, even just for me. I know she's had a hard time, but you would never know it talking to her. She's such a hard worker, like super determined to get back to where she was before this happened, and she's really vocal on the team, which is really helpful because she would have been a big piece of what we were doing, and now she's still finding her voice on the sideline.
Her dedication and passion on the court shines through courtside, where she uses her knowledge to help better her teammates every day.
It's just a great experience, like being in the bench. Even though I'm not playing, I still feel like I'm a part of the team. And I feel like Coach Sue does a great job with this. She always, like every practice, she has a paper where she was like, "Okay, Isa, today you gotta talk to the defense and tell the girls to do this, or pay attention to the offense and try to figure out what they're doing." So she does a great job telling us and making us feel, part of the program.
The commitment Isa has to her team and her sport doesn't go unnoticed by those closest to her.
That's the hardest thing to do, I think, when you're injured and out for an entire season, is to stay engaged with your teammates and be happy for them and kind of not go into your own situation and I'm not playing and things like that. And Izabella has never shown any signs of that, any kind of selfishness. On top of that, she's also working really, really hard to get back, and her teammates see that as well, her work ethic. Even though she can't be playing basketball, they see her work ethic in her rehab.
Isa continues to contribute to the team with her optimistic attitude and strong work ethic. And the Seminoles have a lot to look forward to once she transitions from the sidelines and is back to full speed on the court. I'm Cappuccio for Seminole Sports Magazine.